Hi guys! In this tutorial we will walk through the process of creating a PySpark data pipeline using Databricks, fetching data securely from Azure SQL Database, applying transformations, and storing the result in Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure SQL Data Warehouse. We will cover advanced topics such as secure credential handling, data partitioning, partition isolation level, and a basic transaction mechanism. Data engineering often involves the extraction, transformation, and loading ETL of data across various platforms. Throughout the tutorial, we will address best practices, advanced configuration, and error handling for a robust and efficient data pipeline. Okay, here we go. First of all, I import necessary libraries. Okay, next step is set up a Spark session. Okay. I create a Spark session, okay, and app name, set a human readable name for a Spark application, Azure Data Pipeline in this case. The config parameters set with Spark session to include the specific jar files. For the JDBC driver used for connecting to a SQL server in this scenario, and get or create, either creates a new Spark session or retrieve an existing one if available. Okay. How uploading or downloading JDBC driver in Databricks. I want to explain two methods for uploading and downloading JDBC driver in Databricks. First, uploading the driver from a local machine, open Databricks workspace. Okay, and here, and create a new folder here. Okay, for example, JDBC. Okay, and here use the create a new folder, JDBC, to organize your files, and import. Here you can select the JDBC driver file from your local machine and upload it to Databricks workspace. Once the file is uploaded, you can use the path to this file in the config. For example, workspace JDBC driver and SQL JDBC 42.jar. Okay, and another method is online using Maven. Okay, and open the Databricks workspace, create the JDBC driver format, and click on upload. For example, here. Okay. Okay. You select the Maven. You select the Maven and use this text here. Okay. com.Microsoft SQL Server MSQL JDBC 9.4.1. Okay, and you can search the package. Okay. Next line is define Azure SQL URL. This URL used to connect to the Azure SQL database. And here Azure SQL URL. Okay, parameters within the URL include the SQL Server address, port number, database name, and may include additional parameters such as the authentication option. And next step is define Azure SQL properties. This is a dictionary containing properties for connecting to Azure SQL Database. It includes user credential and JDBC driver and other connection related configuration. Okay, I want to explain about the parameters. A user, then username for authentication. Password is the password for authentication, and driver, the JDBC driver class for SQL Server. And next step is a Synapse Analytics URL. Okay, and sorry, before that. This is a URL used to connect to Azure Synapse Analytics SQL Data Warehouse. Okay, parameters is similar are similar to Azure SQL URL. It's included SQL Server address, port number, database name, and potentially additional parameters. And next step, Synapse Analytics properties. And similar to Azure SQL properties, this is a dictionary containing properties for connecting to Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay. Uh, it includes user credential, JDBC driver, and other connection related configuration. Okay, and next step is set up secure credential handling for secret values for Azure database properties. Uh, okay, and next step is mm, set up credential handling for secret values in Synapse Analytics properties. As a first was for Azure SQL Database properties, and this one about for Synapse Analytics properties. Okay, and like previously, have used code like before key. Okay, this section ensure that sensitive information such as a username and password is securely handled by retrieving them from this secret store. Parameters are secret scope name and secret name to use fetch sensitive information. Okay, and next step is a set Spark precision isolation level. Okay, we set the isolation level to read committed for Spark SQL. This and defining the degree to which transactions are isolated each other. Parameters is the isolation level itself. In this case, it is set to read committed data read committed. Databricks supports various isolation level, including but not limited to, for example, read committed, read uncommitted, allow there to read, non-repeatable reads, and phantom reads. Second type is read committed, prevents dirty reads, allow non-repeatable reads and phantom reads. And third is repeatable read, prevent dirty reads and non-repeatable reads, allowing phantom reads. And finally, serializable, prevents dirty reads and non-repeatable reads and phantom reads. Okay, and these items involve the combinations of the fixed configuration parameters like server address and port, and dynamic parameters. Okay. Okay, next step is read data from Azure SQL Database with data partitioning. This section read data from Azure SQL Database, employing data partitioning for parallel processing. Yeah. Okay, first. Okay, JDBC URL here. Okay, JDBC URL connecting to Azure Database, and okay, and the table, the SQL query or table name here, this parameter. The SQL query or table name from which to read data. Okay, and properties, this parameter, a dictionary containing key value pairs for configuring the connection properties. Common properties include username, password, driver, yeah, and next properties is column. Okay, here column, the name of the column used for the data partitioning. Lower bound is the the minimum value of the partition column, and upper bound the maximum value of partition column, and finally non-partition, the number of the partition to split the data into for parallel processing. This parameter collectivity allow for efficient parallel processing and partition when reading data from partitioning when reading data from the specified Azure SQL database. Adjusting these values can impact the performance of the retrieval process. Okay, next step is perform transaction. Select a specific column and filter. Okay, this part selects specified columns from the original data frame df we defined here. Okay, and performed a transformation on one of the columns, column 3. It also casts the value of column 3 to integer. This result is a new data frame df transformed. Okay, sorry, okay, the transfer that contains the subset of the columns from the original data frame df and only include rows. The value in column 1 is greater than 0 here. In summary, this code snip is a transformation the original data frame by selecting a specific columns, casting one of the column integer, and then filtering the data frame to including only rows where a specified condition column 1 greater than 0 is met. Okay, next step is show the transform data. Okay, and finally start a simple transaction. This code is using the write method and the data frame df transform to save the data to Azure Synapse Analytics. The format is specified for writing com.databricks spark SQL DW. Connection details such as the Synapse Analytics URL, URL. The destination table is your destination table in Synapse Analytics, and an option to forward Spark Azure storage credential are provided using the option method. This mode is set to override. The mode is set to overwrite, which means that if the table already exists, it will be overwritten with the new data. Inside the try block, the code prints a success messages if transaction is committed successfully. In this case, of an extensions an error during the transaction, the except block is executed. It prints the error message and indicates that transaction is being rolled back. Ensure that your replace placeholder like a Synapse Analytics URL and your destinations table with your actual Synapse Analytics URL and destinations table name. Also handles exceptions maybe happen based on your use case. Okay, and in this tutorial we explored the process of the building a PySpark data pipeline for Azure SQL Database and Synapse Analytics within a Databricks environment. We covered the secure credential handling and data partitioning and Spark session isolation level and basic transaction mechanism. Okay, thank you for watching.